We're recording now. So today's the 13th of January, and tonight's call is about how to obtain elite in 2016, but it's going to be called Mastering Your Mindset. So I'm going to share the screen. Just give me a second. Darby, can you see it? Okay. All right, so tonight we're going to be talking about mastering your mindset, and it's the guide to get into elite in 2016. Obviously, I was not an elite coach this year, but Darby, our leader, was. So I've done nothing but basically train myself in how to obtain this year. So I'm not obviously an expert in any which way, but I do want to share all the training that I've received in the last 2 weeks with you guys to help us all better our goals for this year. So it says your business is a direct reflection on how many people you're helping. So that's number one. Always remember that your business only grows when you're actually doing your own accountability, or you're holding up your end of the bargain and helping people with not only growing their business, but also their health, right? But this year, what we really want to focus on is growing our business. So something that I've always done differently was focus on just the health and fitness, because I thought I was given everyone more support that way. But I've realized that I've needed to step up my game and be more direct in the business aspect of it all, because me not growing my own team or helping my team grow themselves isn't helping anybody at the end of the day, because there's a reason why all of us sign up with our coach. There was something that lit our fire enough for us to say that day that we were going to sign up as a coach, even as a discount coach. If you're here now, somewhere along that line, you've made that transition to a regular coach just like the rest of us. So the only good you're going to do for your team and your business is by helping that business and that team grow on both aspects of their lives. So what you first want to do is make 3 goals that you're going to do every single day, and that's going to help you make sure you're hitting your week goals, your month goals, and your quarter goals. So for me, my 3 things that I do every single day is I definitely strike up a new conversation with 10 to 25 people. My big scary goal every day is 25, but my minimum is 10. So if it is 9:30 p.m. and I want to go to bed and I'm at 9 people, I'm going to find that 10th person, and I don't care which way I find them, because that was my goal for the day. And if I get 10 new people out of that, whether it be coaching or clients, great. And if I get 0, I still planted seeds. So you want to go with your bigger goal, but you have to hit a minimum. So I always like to do ranges, and that's fine, but just make sure you have a minimum. And obviously your maximum doesn't need to be where you stop, right? So there's days I say 25, but I actually make 50 or 100 because I decide that day is a day I want to put more into my business. Number 2, check in with your challengers every single day, and every single one of them. So I can't say that I'm bad at being accountable, but I can admit that I've been bad at checking in physically with my challengers, or being more personal with them. So you'll see at the end, one of the things I'm doing differently this year is how I run my challenge groups, and how I interact with the people that I personally put in them. Remember that we do make challenge groups together, but it's really important to make sure you're keeping track of your people. And my last goal every day is to post 3 posts a day to do with business, health, or fitness. That includes inspiration, that includes motivation. So anything that can better me or my business or my health, that's what I'm doing. 3 minimum. I try to do 3 and keep it at 3 most of the days. Other days I post more because I get more personal, or I post something about my kids. That's different. But 3 is a great number, so try to stick with something around that range. Number 2 is break up your goals into week, month, and quarter. And we've gone through this a few different times, but I can tell you that I've organized myself in the last 2 days so much more than I have in the last 2 years. And when I broke up my week, month, and quarter, and it was physically in front of my face, it just changed everything for me. I know what I need to achieve every single day now, and I know what I'm trying to reach for and what I need to earn in that week, month, or quarter as far as goals and everything else. So definitely do that. So for me, my quarter goal is 3-star diamond. So I set that up by monthly where I need to be for each person. So for my first month, I want to make sure that Kim, my diamond now, is a solid diamond. For my second month, I want to work on the next person, which for me is Anna, who's the second closest to diamond. And the third month is actually my other account, which is my husband's. I want to tie up loose ends and get him to diamond. And those would be a left, right, and left diamond each. So those would make me 3. Does that mean I'm not going to work on my other coaches? Absolutely not. I don't know who's going to come out of the woodworks and decide that they're going to just be the best coach in the world. And obviously, no matter whether someone needs help or not, I'm going to be there. But that's my like set goal from what I have to do. So my big scary goal, or you have to have a big scary goal, right? We talk about this. So every single day, my big scary goal right now is that I want to be elite. So in my planner, literally in my little planner right here, every single week I have in a big caption, I am elite, with explanation points. We talked about this at Super Saturday. I wrote all over her paper, her goals and her things, and she's doing it herself. It's so important to see that. And I can tell you the difference in my attitude in the last 2 weeks and in the last few months has been insane, because I wake up every day thinking, I already am elite. I just have to make sure I stay elite. That's what I keep thinking every single day. So it really does make a difference to see your goals in front of you, especially when they're big ones that you just don't think you're ever going to attain. So are the habits you have today on set with the goals that you have tomorrow? So every single day when you wake up and you think about your business, if your goal is something crazy or big, whether it be a money goal, a rank goal, whatever kind of goal it is, you have to think, am I doing the things today that are going to get me that tomorrow? Because if your big goal is that you want to quit your job, right? But you're literally barely putting in your power hour, never mind anything else into this business, do you really believe that you're going to be able to quit your job with that much effort into a job every day? Because if you were to get a new promotion tomorrow, or a job or a new job somewhere else, it literally would take more than that to get into that job and do it the right way. So just like any other job, treat it the same way. You'd want to cheat. Yeah, I hear it. Who's not muted? I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Just want to see this. Don't know. Muted myself. Hold on. All right, guys, I don't know who it is because it's not showing me. So if you're not muted, just figure out how to mute yourself, okay? Sorry. Okay, so if you were to get hired at a job tomorrow, or if you were going through training at any other job, it does take more than a few minutes or a few hours to get in that job and to get in that job and to learn it the right way. So if you seriously want this to be your full-time job and you're serious about making some big goals or whatnot, you can't just put in a few minutes a day. You can't just put in half of your time. You can't put in half of your effort. You have to commit yourself to this. Now, in the same sense, I say this all the time. If you're here and you're thinking, wow, I just don't want to do that because it's not your passion or it's not something you have a big goal for and you don't want those things, then that's fine too. You have to do what's good for you. But if you're serious about this, treat it the same way for the goals that you have. So number 1, think like a champion. So every single day, wake up and know that you're worth this business and you're worth the efforts and goals that you have for yourself. Number 2, be a doer. So put into action those goals and that champion mindset and do the actions that go with it. And number 3, you can figure it out. So everyone in here, I know that you all have doubts at sometimes, and I know that you guys are always asking us for the answers, but trust me, if you really stopped and acted like there was nobody to give you that answer and nobody to give you that advice, you would definitely be able to figure it out for yourself. So act like it. Act like you are the leader, because you are. You're the leader of your business. You're the owner of your business. And figure it out on your own, whether it be how to get through your day to make time for this business, or how to answer a question someone's asking about the 21-day fix that you don't know the answer to. And number 4, and this is super, super important, and it's something I've been practicing for the last 2 weeks. And like I said, my business is a reflection of that. And you guys are totally going to see that tomorrow when you see the leadership board, because I'm just like insane right now, on fire, because every morning I wake up and I say, Angela, What is your why? Why are you going to post in all these groups this morning before your eyes even open and you didn't get any sleep because your kids are crazy? What is your why and what are you doing today? And my why is that I don't want to work for anyone else ever again, but I don't want to only not work for someone else, but I want to prove to the people who think this was just some Beachbody thing or something that everyone's doing nowadays, that I am separated and apart from everybody else, that I am my own person. I do run a business and this is for real. And every day I know that I cannot go back to someone else's way of living or someone else's rules. So that's my why every single day. And obviously I like to be home with my crazy kids, but lay the stones every single day because success is a choice. So don't choose that Monday you're going to lay some stones and you're going to plant some seeds. And then, Tuesday I'll just take off a day. And then Wednesday I'll see how I feel. And then Thursday, oh, I'm totally on it Thursday because it's payday and that excites me. Don't do that. Every single day, plant something. Plant a seed, lay a stone. What we talked about at Super Saturday was Rome wasn't built in a day. And basically the gist of it was that Rome is still being built, right? Nothing is ever finished. There's always room to build and improve. So every single day, know that there's something that you're missing. There's a piece that you can add to the puzzle that would make your business and your day and your life better. Okay. So the technical part of it all is how to achieve elite in 2016. So if you were at Super Saturday, you probably seen some of this already. So I'm going to give it to you again and break it down. And I'm going to give it to the people that weren't able to be at Super Saturday. But this is also why these events are so important, because they do give us these types of training tools. So the average of all of the elite coaches in 2015 had these things. 1, 12 Success Club points a month. 2, they averaged add in 2 to 3 coaches every single month. And 3, they had 2 personally sponsored coaches make Success Club every month. And right there, it gave them 48 points. So these are really not that hard to achieve if you break it down, right? So if someone said to you, like, you need to do these 3 goals every single month, and you are like that close to being elite, don't you think that's something you can achieve if those were your goals right now? I think so. I know so. The second thing is personally sponsored volume. It equals 32,000. So that's how much volume you've accumulated through the year, and that will give 64 points, and that's team volume and your volume all together. And the rest comes from rank advancement, team growth, and your Success Club, and that is never negotiable when you're trying to build your business. I've never, ever not hit Success Club since I've been a coach, and that means from day one. And I signed up in the last 2 to 3 days of the month, and I only had those days to make Success Club because it didn't matter to the company what time I signed up. I still signed up in June, and it was the last few days, but it didn't matter because they don't see that. They just saw that I was a coach in June of that year, and I hit that rank. I hit that mark rather, and I've never not hit it since then. And there's only been 1 month that I haven't hit Success Club 10, and that was this year, November, and that's when I just totally gave up on my business. So it is achievable, trust me, and I know because I've done it. So to be an elite coach, you need to be a 5-star diamond by the end of this year, and you need to earn a total of 135 elite points. So for example, you earn 1 elite point for every Success Club person on your team. So every coach that earns Success Club, you get a point from them. But then if you earn Success Club, you times it by 2. So if 4 of your coaches earn it this month and you earned it, you get 8 points during January just for that category of points. So if you get 4 coaches a month and they all hit it for all 12 months, you get 96 points just for Success Club. So you take that away from 135 and you're not left with that many more points that you need to hit. So it really is not that hard when you break it down. So really quick, because I forgot and I just reminded myself doing this, part of what I wanted to say is breaking down diamond, right? So I've done this before and I want to do it again. People really overthink diamond, and I know it sounds really annoying to you guys when I say that because I don't ever take away that anyone's trying to make their ranks, but diamond is so scary for people, and I get it, because when Darby first told me on our first call what diamond meant, I was like, absolutely not. Don't ever explain that to me again. It's confusing. I'm scared, and I don't ever want to hear that word again. Like, that's not my life. That's not my style. Emerald, I might be able to do that. I have a cool father who will sign up, etc. But That other thing, I don't even know how I would explain to people how to make emerald. That doesn't even make sense to me. But really what just happened, right? Because I said I can do emerald, and that was Darby's first goal for me. So all I really needed to do was find 2 people like me who wanted to do emerald, because that was an easier goal, right? And then after that, all I needed was 6 people that either bought the product and needed the discount, supported me because they were family or friends and they were buying product and they were agreed to just jump on and do a discount for me to build my team because I was honest with them. Or maybe I found 6 other people exactly like me that love fitness and health or did the 21-day fix or want to do it. And they were like, yeah, let's do this coach thing. That sounds amazing. So you just need to train 2 people like you who are signing up to become emerald. And I did it in 3 days. I became emerald. So you can do it. It's so attainable. You just have to stop overthinking it and set your week, your month, and your quarter goals by who you're going to sign up, how many people, and all of that. So we're going to go over Darby's secret formula for elite because she did her call last week and I wrote my notes down when she told us. And I giggled when she said it because I was like, is she tricking us? Because I'm pretty sure this is just what we're supposed to do every month, right? So her first thing was make Success Club. Second was sign coaches. And third was to teach them how to make Success Club. And then you just had to set the goals monthly for that. So number 1, how many Success Club goals points do you goal for yourself? How many are you going to teach, and what are their goals going to be for your coaches? So if you signed 3 coaches this month, what were the goals you gave them for Success Club, and did they hit them? And 3, sign coaches would have set goal on how many you're going to sign. So for me, I have a goal of 2 to 3 always. So I kind of want to do like 4 to 5 every month. And the other reason I want to do that is because when you do the 4 to 5, you get the $100 bonus every month for signing those coaches. So that's always my goal. And when I first joined, I had this crazy drive to make that $100 bonus as many times as I can in a year, because I was like, $100, that's for me. Give it to me. Come on, let's go. And if I go over all my paychecks from like my first few months of business, I literally hit it like every other paycheck because I was insane. I was signing like every single person as a discount coach. So you guys really need to be stopped. I don't think a lot of you are anymore, but don't be scared of discount coaches. I literally signed almost every single person in the last week. I have 20 Success Club points on my account and 4 on my husband's, or 5 on my husband's right now. And out of all 25, I have signed probably half of them as discount coaches. And like 2 of them, and Amanda, I think you're on the call now, have already said they wanted to coach for real. So you just don't know if someone's going to find interest in it. So don't sell yourself short by not offering it to them. So these are my Angela-isms to end with and my advice for the year. And these are just some things that I've switched up this year and things that I've decided to do. You never have to do anything that I do or anyone does because you're your own leader and your own boss. But these are just some things that I thought would help you guys going into 2016. So first, get educated and know what you're selling and know what the answers are, because you want to be professional in this business. So for everyone that's getting 500 questions on cafe latte, like go read up on it. I read everything and I was actually surprised by some of the answers. So you should always do that. When we get a new product, you want to know about it. You don't need to like study it and know it by like the back of your hand, because I knew the answer to the vegan question, but I had to go back anyway to copy and paste it because I couldn't remember what it said. So you don't need to be amazing and memorize everything, but you do need to make an effort to have an answer or some type of like script when you're talking about the new thing, because you just don't want to seem like you just keep selling something new that you have no idea about. And always be honest. I don't drink coffee, so I'm never going to have an answer on how it tastes. I might take a little sip when my husband gets his, but I really despise coffee. So even if it's the most amazing drink in the world, I may not like it. So that's my answer, right? So for 2016, I want to always have a better approach to the way that I create a conversation. So I'm all about being super positive and motivated. And I mean, I've always been that way, but now I'm like even worse, because what I've noticed is that people always drive off of your drive. So if I come into the conversation just so high toned and ready to go and ready to motivate, that person's ready to motivate too. And it's almost impossible for them to say no to me, because how can you let someone so extremely happy and excited for you down, right? So my next thing is a big thing, celebrating challengers in your groups. And what I've done from the beginning, and this is an option for you guys, and this is totally up to you, but I've always had a support group that I set up, because If you know me, then you know that I never did a challenge group in the beginning because I had no idea what they were about because I was total loner and I like to do things on my own, like some of us do. And two, I just didn't get it. Like I was confused by it. So I was just not a challenge group person. It wasn't for me. And so I never did one until 3 months into my business. So therefore I never ran one, which sounds crazy, right? So I did something different. I started a support group and I started to put all of my people in there because I thought, how do I keep track of all of my clients? Like, where do they go after I add them? What do I do? How do I know what they're doing? Like, this is crazy. So I created a support group. It's been running since the day I started my business. I add people there every single time someone joins my business. All of my files are there. Any meal plans I make, I add in there. Any updates, any releases on products, etc. All of my coaches add their clients. So it's a client and coach group. We don't talk anything coachy. It's just client talk all together. But we celebrate every time someone buys a challenge pack. So when someone joins with 21 Day Fix, I'll introduce them to the group. I'll tell them the same way we do Elite. I'll welcome them. I'll instruct them how to get their files to start with while they wait for their challenge pack. And then everyone says welcome. And it's fun because they get excited. Then I place them into a challenge group if that's what we set up, or I have one set up for them. And what I'm doing inside my challenge group now is I'm going to always do an introduction startup where I introduce myself and my new clients in the group and ask everyone to introduce themselves. I think it just breaks the ice, and I like the fact that if we're going to spend a month together, that people are starting to get a little bit more warm with each other, especially the people who doubt those type of groups because they're embarrassed. My next thing is that I have no excuses in my daily activity or my accountability as far as my health, fitness, or my business anymore. And I think that you guys should be doing the same thing. Just like you don't want to hear someone's excuses when they say they have no money for a challenge pack or why they couldn't participate in the challenge group, is the same way that your challengers and your coaches don't want to hear your excuses, right? So be the product that you are. So I don't want to wake up every day and hear that my coaches quit because they had a really bad night with their kids. Their husband was on their nerves. Their car broke down. They can't buy the thing they want for Christmas, whatever it is, like, you know, things that we're going to get over and we're going to forget about. Make a decision not to make it your excuse today. I mean, honestly, my husband's been home all week and it's driving me crazy. Like, I can't get anything done without explaining myself to him. And it's been so hard, but I have not lost my focus all week because I'm not making an excuse. I'm not going to apologize 100 times to everyone just because my husband's here driving me nuts. It's not their fault. He's home on vacation. So try to do that for yourself. Don't constantly find reasons that you need to re-pick yourself up. Everyone's allowed to have a bad day. I already plan, just for my coaches to know this as well, I plan on tomorrow being a family day. I'm going to shut down for a few hours, like completely, and take my kids out tomorrow. But that's just because I need a mental break. Not because I'm making an excuse for my business. I plan to set up everything and get away from the business because that's why we do this business, and that's fine. But don't make excuses this year. Get away from those excuses. Make your team the priority. You need to be friends with your team. You need to be best friends with your team. If you're checking in every day, then you're friends, right? If you're worried about that person and their business, then you're best friends. So if you're making your coaches and their coaches and so on a priority this year, there's no reason why you can't grow in rank or in your business. That's super important. And that's something I'm doing. I've always been, I think, a good friend to my coaches, but I think that I need to just make them a priority more than myself this year. Don't be afraid. Step out of your comfort zone. This goes with convos, with paying for things that expose your business. For me, I've been boosting my posts on my like page like crazy, and it's cost me not $1 million, but you know, a few bucks here and there. And it's scary to spend money sometimes, but my like post, one of them for $20 that ran for 3 days, so it was 20 in total for 3 days, got me like 10 new customers. One of them is on this call and she's one of my new coaches and I'm so excited about her. She's amazing. So you just don't know what you're going to get. So sometimes you really do need to step out of that and say, all right, maybe I didn't sell a challenge pack this week, but maybe I should do something that is outside, like go pay for a vendor event for $20 or whatnot. Don't be afraid to ask people again if they're interested again, or if they set their orders. If someone told you this morning, I'm going to order, ask them if they ordered later on. You don't need to be like that direct, but be like, hey, I just wanted to check in before I go to bed. That's how I do it usually. Or did you have trouble navigating the website? How did it go? Do not be afraid, because you're going to lose that person to someone that isn't afraid to do it. And I can be attested to that, because there's been so many people that reached out to me this week that already had other coaches. Some of them told me and I was able to identify their coach, and other ones didn't tell me and just switched. And then their coaches found out because they saw something on my like page and they're part of it, and were like, oh, that was my client. How am I supposed to know that was their client? I don't know. But I wasn't afraid to reach out to that person and ask them if they were still down to do my challenge group. And that other person hasn't checked in with them. And when I asked them why, they said, I didn't want to bother them. So you didn't bother them. So they came to me, and now I bothered them and they did something more. So stop being afraid. If someone doesn't want something, they'll say no. As long as you're not shoving it in their face or like just annoying them, there's no reason that it's not okay for you to check in, because at some point they expressed interest in it. And do not this year be afraid of posting what you feel good about, what you believe in, or what you're positive about, or your achievements, your successes, anything. Do not be afraid. Last year, the last 3 months, I calmed down with posting, because I was like, you know what? I think people are just tired of me. No one told me they were tired of me. I just assumed they were tired of me. No one said, hey, Angela, I can't stand your post anymore. Stop it. But for me, in my brain, I was like, you know, I've been doing this for so long. I'm sure they're just so tired of hearing about it. So I'm just not going to post anything anymore. And I'll do it here and there, but I'll just post my kids 100 times a day. And where did it get me? My first month ever of not making Success Club 10. That's where it got me. And what happened this month, where I put all of that aside and said, this is what I do every day and this is what I want to talk about. So if you don't like it, get off my page. I hit Success Club 25 and it's barely the middle of the month. So that is the difference in when you're doing what you feel really good about and what you believe in, and when you spread a passion and a truth. And if you're just like, oh, I'll see who likes it and who doesn't, and I'll read off everybody else, because you don't know what everyone else thinks. So stop thinking that you do. Trust me. I'm going to tell you, my most surprising people ever have been the people that I've always made a decision about before. You know, think about your like best client or your best coach. You probably had some type of doubt about them, and think about that person who you thought was going to rock it and probably doesn't even exist in your business anymore. It's like, so it happens to me all the time. Like, I'm like, this person's going to be great, and never hear from them again. And then the person that I'm like, I'll see how it works out, they're like hitting goals, making ranks. And I'm like, whoa, where did you come from? So don't decide who and what and when for anybody but yourself. Get organized this year. It's a huge goal for me to stay organized. I used to do awesome with this, and then I really, really lost it. But I am so super organized, and I'll do a little video for you guys and post an Elite, because that's a whole nother subject. But I have a really cool organization system going on. Check the Elite Empire for my new daily tracker. It's amazing. And get yourself some kind of organization going. And the last thing, and this is huge, is that you need to be proud of what you're doing and who you are, your journey. But mostly you have to be proud of Beachbody. And, you know, I've never been ashamed of Beachbody, but I do know that when I talk about it, sometimes I'll say, yeah, you know, I have my own business. I'm a health coach and I do Beachbody. Like, I kind of just go off at the end, like, yeah, I do Beachbody. Like, you know, and I did this the other day at the gym when someone asked me, and I was like, yeah, well, I do this Beachbody thing. And I'm like, I don't do this Beachbody thing. Like, I am this Beachbody thing. Like, I don't even have another identification anymore. I don't even know if people know I have kids or a husband anymore. I don't even think they would care. I think they only know about my Beachbody. So why would I like not be proud of that? Like, this has given me a house. It has given me a full-time income. It's given me trips. It's given me meeting the most wonderful people I've ever known in my life. It's given me friendships. It's given me literally every piece of confidence that I have in myself, within my body and mind. It's given me my third beautiful baby boy, because I never would have had him if I wasn't able to survive money-wise. And it just continues to give me stuff. So why wouldn't I be proud of Beachbody, right? Why am I ashamed to be a Beachbody coach? I'm not. So don't be ashamed of it this year. You are an entrepreneur, you're a leader, and you're a business owner, but you're a Beachbody coach. And that is something to be really excited about. And if all of you are going to be at Summit, and I know for me, I haven't gone to one, but I just know what's going to happen when I get there, you're just going to be full of this like togetherness and this love. And you're going to see why it's so important that you're part of Beachbody. But The last thing I want to say is that always try to be on these calls and always try to be at Super Saturdays. And I know Summit and stuff like that is a little bit bigger of a goal, but try to do it. Like, it is super scary that me and my husband booked Nashville. Like, I am freaking out that we actually like paid for those tickets in full. They're gone. They're in the system. We're going on that flight. It was so scary for me last year to book my flight in the middle. I was like, literally, I'm going to stop my share real quick. I'm sorry, guys. It was literally a week after I had my baby, I think. And I was like, Darby, I'm booking California and I'm coming, girl. Like, I don't care. I'm coming. Once that's booked, I can't say no, right? And I did it and I went. And me and Jessica were talking today and we were saying, you know, Summit's scary. She wants to bring her husband. I'm bringing mine. But she was saying, if I don't bring my husband, like, how do I get on a plane by myself and do all these things? I'm like, I was on the plane and I was thinking, like, am I really doing this right now? And I did it. And it was okay, granted, I left a little earlier, right? A little bit early, just a little bit, but I stayed most of the time. But it was so fulfilling and it was so beautiful to be surrounded by like-minded people. So these things are so important. Like, even if it's an hour away from your house, a Super Saturday, like, do it. Me and Anna traveled an hour this Saturday. I mean, it took no time because we were so excited about the event. Of course, we were together, so try to pair up. But these type of things in this year are what's going to set you apart from what you did last year. It's that extra step initiative and to be surrounded by other people within the Beachbody community, because the love that we all have is just so crazy. And you just need to feel it in person to really understand it. For me, Super Saturday this time was crazy because corporate actually like acknowledged me. He, like, the guy that was there and from our region, he knew who I was, and it was just like amazing to me. Like, Anna was like, you're freaking out right now. And I'm like, I am freaking out right now. But I was so calm. I was like, yeah, cool. We can talk. But I was like, oh my God, like texting Darby and Natalie and like everybody. And I'm like, oh my God. What do I do? What do I say? So like, these are the type of things that like just change you as a person. And Darby talked about it all the time to me last year. She's like, oh my God, these calls that I get on and these people that I talk to and these other people that are doing the same thing, it just changes me. So this year, like, find those people that change you and make your business better and make yourself better. So that's honestly my best advice. I'm going to open it up for you guys. Let me just read because there's like tons of little chats here. Give me 1 second. Super Saturday in Texas, Amanda. What you have to do is I'll send you a link, but you just have to look it up and see what the closest one is to you. Trish and Carla, I saw that you guys traveled. That's awesome. We traveled too. Ours is usually closer, but this time it was an hour away because it was in a different spot. But it was an awesome Super Saturday. It's been the best one we've had in the last 3. So it was definitely worth that drive. And we've already paid for our next one in April. There was a pre-sale, so it was half the price of the ticket, and we jumped on it and we already bought it. So we're already set for April. So I'm going to open it up. If you guys want to ask a question, hold on, let me just change the view so I can see everyone. If you guys want to ask a question, chat me if you can, because it's the easiest way to unmute someone. Does everyone understand Elite a little bit better now? Just give me some acknowledgement. Yeah. Do we understand it? Do you get it? Does it seem super attainable that you guys can do these small things every month? Like, add 2 people or make Success Club? Do you guys think you can do this? I know you can do this. So everyone be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Everyone get pumped. Everyone get pumped. Pump, pump, pump. Show me some excitement. For real. Show me excitement right now. I'm not kidding. Jessica, yes, thank you. I saw you right there being like, so that's what you guys need every single day. And I know it sounds like I'm like some crazy drugged up girl over here, and you know what, Energize, you know how it gets you a little bit, but you guys need to feel this energy every day. And it sounds so corny, but it's so true. And that's what drives people to you. And that's what makes people like feel really good about what you're doing. And at the end of the day, people need to lose weight. They need to get healthy. Yes, we need these things. But what people really, really want from you is that feeling of a community and that feeling of excitement and that feeling of being positive. And I can tell you that I was a not positive person for a really long time in my life. And I would have died to feel the way that I feel right now, literally. So just give that to people every single day, and let's do it this year. Like, let's do it together. Let's not celebrate one person for the next year. let's celebrate all of us and our victories as a team. I want us all literally to do this together. I can't wait to meet you all in Summit. So if you're not in Summit yet, get on that. And Darby, I was reading what you guys were writing. Sorry. Yeah, Summit. Let me just tell you one more thing real quick, talking about Summit. I signed up with Darby the day she came back from Summit 2 years ago because I was like, that's it. That was my answer, right? I'd been watching her for 6 months, bugging her, doing all these things. And then she went to Vegas, which, by the way, I know that Nashville's really nice, but I would have loved to go to Vegas. But it was in Vegas. She looked amazing. She had all of this fun. It was crazy. Everyone was like tagging pictures, and I was just following all these Beachbody coaches, and I was like, what is going on this weekend? Like, what is this thing that they're at? And I know that the day she came back, I was like, I saw it. She's like, I'm home. And I'm like, guess what? I need you. Who are you? Tell me what we got to do. So I signed up right when she came back from Summit. So for you guys, your business grows when you do these things too, because people feed off that energy. And if they see you go to Summit, they're gonna be like, who is this girl? Why does she get to go to Nashville? Like, what is she doing? What kind of, like, she's kind of a big deal then, right? Like, I need to know. I need to get, that's what I thought. I was like, Darby is a huge deal. She's the coolest Beachbody coach in the world, and I'm going to be on her team. So just know that people really think that way, because I was that person. I was that person that was like, this girl is amazing, and I want to do this with her. I'm going to Vegas next year. So try to do these things, guys. I know it's so scary, but like literally you have one life to live and one time to do it. I'm going to also pay for Punta Cana next week, the deposit, and it scares the crap out of me. I just spent $600 on Nashville tickets, the airline tickets, and now I'm going to spend $300 more this week. Like, I'm not a billionaire at all, and I have 3 kids, but I'm going to do it because that's my goal for 2017. And if my goal is already set for 2017, I have nothing else to worry about. My big goal for January, just so you guys know, and why I'm so crazy on my Success Club points, if you really want to know the answer, is that me and Anna did a little equation this week at Super Saturday, and I need 60 points to pay for my Punta Cana trip in 1 month. So I need to sell 30 challenge packs, and my goal is 30 challenge packs this month because I am going to Punta Cana. It is going to be paid for, and I will see you all in my bikini. Really hot from Hammer and Chisel. So that's it. I'm glad you guys all got on. Thank you so much. I love when you guys are all here. I love seeing your faces. If you guys have any other questions, I'm going to post this in the Elite in just a little while once it uploads. Thank you guys for being here. Really set your tone for 2016. I can't wait to watch you guys all rank advance. I can't wait to celebrate your rank advancements. I can't wait to celebrate your success clubs. Let's just make it a killer year, okay? Bye.